Awesome. So, hey everyone, my name is Shreya. I'm the founder of Memoa, and today we're here with a very special guest, Grant from Dolls2Remember. You might know him from his YouTube channel. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and a bit more about your channel and how long you've been in collecting?
Awesome. Yeah. So, hey, my name is Grant, and yeah, I started collecting in the end or no, I think the beginning of 2023. Yes, it was March 2023 because my like 2 year anniversary is coming up very quickly. So it's been 2 years, and it's been so incredible. It has been so incredible. I loved dolls as a kid. And before I began collecting now, as an adult, I was vicariously living through other doll YouTubers, Instagram content creators. So it was about time that I finally decided to begin collecting myself. But yeah, it's so I've been collecting for 2 years.
Amazing. And so you talked a little bit about how you got into that, right? But how did you grow your channel? How did you like amass so many dolls? What was the journey like for that?
So I yeah, before I bought like my first doll 2 years ago, I was watching doll YouTubers. I was so excited and like curious about seeing new dolls, new doll releases, and I always thought to myself, you know what? When I'm older, I'll start collecting. When I have a house, I'll start collecting. Right now, I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment in New York City. My one bedroom is my doll room. My bed is in my living room. So I always thought, you know what? Now's not the time for me to be a collector. When I'm older, when I have money, when I have space, then I will collect. But I came across someone who was collecting Mary-Kate and Ashley dolls, which I've got them behind me. I saw someone who was collecting Mary-Kate and Ashley dolls, and his name is Derek. And seeing Derek's collection, that is what made me realize that I can do this too, because he was collecting the dolls that sparked my nostalgia more than any other doll. It was the Mary-Kate and Ashley doll. So seeing someone else who was so niche and collecting these dolls that I thought no one else in the world cared about, that made me realize, oh my gosh, if he can do it, then I can do it too. So that is really what kickstarted it all. And I loved that he shared it with people. I loved that he was sharing his collection with other people. And I thought, you know what, like that inspired me. I want to share my collection with other people too. Because I studied like theater and performing. So I think I like to share and just like entertain. And so now that I collect, this is my way of sharing with people and hopefully entertaining other people is by sharing my collection.
Yeah, that's amazing. First of all, the theater background is everything. I took like two theater classes, so I'm like an expert. I'm just kidding.
Ah,
But
yeah.
it's amazing how that connection in artistry, you're able to kind of embody the artistry through dolls. Speaking a little bit more about the community, right? So you found your people, you found Derek, for example. How has the collecting community and the doll collecting community kind of evolved, and have you been able to connect with them on a deeper level? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people who I talk to most often on a daily basis now are doll collectors. And because like it really has consumed my life. Like since the 2 years that I've been collecting, it's like I can just embrace that this is what I love the most. Like this is the hobby and the thing I'm most passionate about. So it's what I always want to talk about. And you can't really talk about dolls with non-doll collectors. So people just don't get, they're not as interested, obviously. So yeah, doll collectors are now like my closest friends. The people who I talk to most often are doll collectors, and it is, most of it is online, virtually through the other platforms where I've been sharing my stuff is where I've met and found my other doll friends. So I do want to find more doll people in person, but like I said, I really do never leave my apartment, so I'm not a good in real life person.
Honestly,
I
same.
don't exist in real life,
I love that. So we're
but
going to go
yeah.
ahead and take a look at your Memoa profile. You've
Okay.
some amazing dolls and collections, and honestly, our users have been such big fans. Some people even
Yeah.
recognize you, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it is him. Just you wait. And so,
Aw.
oh God, first of all, beautiful kind of setup and profile, right?
Oh,
So
thank you.
as we kind of walk through this, you have so many different doll brands here. So we can go through each one. So out of, and we'll go to the Mary Kate and Ashley. I know you have a special story there, but out of all these doll brands, do you have a favorite? Which like dolls do you collect of most? Like, is it Barbie? Is it Bratz? Is it something else?
I do think the majority of the dolls that I own right now are probably Barbie, I think, or maybe just like I want to say Mattel, but
Mhm.
also a lot of celebrity dolls, regardless of the brand or the maker. Um, I would say my like I also have a lot of Bratz dolls too that I just need to touch up and work on displaying. But I think it's the celebrity dolls that probably are maybe just the thing that excite me the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so when you talk about celebrity dolls, like you've listed quite a few, which one of these kind of do you have a favorite celebrity or a favorite memory or story associated with them? Because I'm looking at this amazing, like, breadth of, I was like, I didn't even know they made a Barbie or a doll for them. So yeah, do you have any favorites here that you want to shout out?
Um, so the Scary Spice, in the purple box right there, the other one,
Oh, the other
the
one.
The
Oh,
she's
this
wearing
one,
the
this, yeah, I see it.
orange.
Yep.
Yes, that one is just so incredible. Like her outfit is so stunning. I obviously she's in the box, so I haven't taken her out, but I've slid her out of her, shell so I can like kind of touch her up and take a look at her and the detail and the quality on her dress, her outfit is so so nice. Like I mentioned in that comment that I want all of the dolls from that collection, but they're pretty sought after, so they're not very affordable. So luckily, I was able to get that one. So that's one that I love. And I also love that trio photo next to her of Vitamin C and Brandy and Raven Simone. I just love how vibrant and colorful they are. And I own every single Brandy doll. So our girl
Wow.
there in the middle in the yellow jacket, that is just one of the, I think, five five different Brandy dolls that I own. So yeah, but I just love how colorful they are. And I love Brandy's music.
Did you grow up listening to Brandy?
Yeah. And mostly I mean I was introduced to her through the her Cinderella movie. So that's kind of what I knew her as. And then over the years I got more into her music, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love that Cinderella movie. So
It's
yeah,
the
this is like
best.
the first time we've seen like, such like because I know that the Alia Barbie was like one of the latest release, but some of these are
Yes.
pretty cool. Do you want to talk about the Alia Barbie? I'm just gonna pull
Oh
her
my
so
gosh.
pretty.
I There's so many amazing things about her. Her outfit is so great. She's over here next to me too. But her outfit is so nice. It's simple, like it's just, it's all black, which is great. I mean, I'm always wearing all black, so like I love, color scheme, I can relate. But she looks so good in it. I love like the zipper detail on it and her face mold is so stunning. And I think that's why I own a lot of Mattel dolls, is because I own a lot of celebrity dolls. So a lot of them are Mattel, and I think Mattel does such an amazing job with the faces. Their faces always look so good. Their celebrity dolls are so stunning. And yeah, this doll is so gorgeous. I'm so lucky that I was able to get her. I wish she was on a made to move body, but
Mhm.
it's okay. It's totally okay. She's honestly perfect as she is. So yeah,
Yeah.
I love her.
Oh my gosh. I remember like how fast she sold out and I was like, that's good. Like, I'm so glad. But yeah, no, she's such a sought after doll. She looks gorgeous. And then kind of, taking a step back, taking a walk through memory lane, if you will, or nostalgia lane.
Hmm.
I want to talk about this Mary Kate and Ashley
Yeah.
collection. So you have some amazing, Mary Kate and Ashley dolls, but there's one in particular. I think it's this doll, right? Can you
Yes.
talk a little bit more about her?
Yeah. So when I began collecting in the beginning of 2023, this was the very first one that I opened. I did go a little crazy and bought maybe like five different Mary-Kate and Ashley dolls kind of like at once. But this was the first one that I opened. I think just because she was maybe like the first one to arrive. But yeah, she was the first one I opened, and she was the first like YouTube video that I recorded was me opening her, and then the Mary Kate, the corresponding Mary Kate for this line. They were the first ever Mary Kate and Ashley dolls to be released back in the year 2000. And I always wanted them. I never had them as a kid. I had a lot of Mary Kate and Ashley dolls as a kid, but this set I did not have. I think it was just because they came out earlier than when I was aware of the Mary Kate and Ashley dolls, maybe. So I just they were like they were no longer on the shelves when I started, asking my parents to buy the Mary Kate and Ashley dolls for me. So I'd always wanted these ones. The commercial for those dolls would always play at the beginning of one of the Mary Kate and Ashley VHS movies that I owned, and I would just rewatch that commercial. So these dolls were so special, extremely important to me that they would be the first dolls that I'd get because they are the first ones to be released. I wanted to start chronologically, but yes, that Ashley, the pink one, she was the first one to come out. Well, she was the first one to arrive at my door, so that was the first one that I opened.
I love that so much. And yeah, talk about like a poignant memory, right? Like that same
Yeah.
feeling you get when you watch that commercial again. Like for me, it was Shrek. Shrek was my like nostalgic
Ah,
movie. So whenever I want to, I'm like looking at this Fiona doll. And so I
yes.
just like have such fond memories of like that, watching Shrek for the first time as a kid and re having like the freedom to buy the dolls and get the dolls that I wanted as a kid, as an adult has been amazing.
Are you gonna get the Fiona doll?
I am like trust,
Good,
like my
good,
paycheck's going into that. So
good.
that's amazing. And then if we go into, first of all, I just want to kind of talk about the photography and the,
Yeah.
photography that you have with the dolls, because it's one thing to, photograph a collectible, right? But it's another to like put in the artistry and like the doll photography behind it. So I just wanted to say this is such an amazing job, and how you set that photo up was everything.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is probably one of my favorite photos. It was just so much fun. My friend can't I can't take credit for it though. My friend George, his name is Graham on Instagram, and he has an amazing collection too. He told me you should make the necklace, the backwards K that she wears. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally should. So, and I should write that in the caption from my memory for that doll because
Yeah.
that's yeah. But yeah, so I made the little necklace, and that mirror that she's posing in front of is a Mary Kate and Ashley mirror from a Mary Kate and Ashley backstage dressing room playset. So I'm merging some of my favorite things all together in one picture. But yes, this was one of my favorite photos. I just love it. And yeah, when she is not in front of the mirror, her K, of course, is backwards. So
I
yeah.
love that. That's such great attention to detail. Oh my God.
Thank
Wait,
you.
that's amazing. And then just going through the rest, you have so many cool ones. Like, I'm just loving the saturation. It's like so nice and colorful. Um, do you collect anything other than dolls, or is it just dolls for you?
It's it's mostly dolls. I when I was in beginning of high school, like 2009, I used to collect some CDs. So, like my favorite artists, I would love to collect their CDs and like different variants or like special edition releases of their CDs, or if they would release like a single, like a physical CD single, I would buy those too. And in my celebrity doll collection, I think the latest picture I uploaded, it's those two girls on the car in these silver outfits. They are my little customs, my little one of a kinds of a band called the Veronicas, and they are Australian twins. And so I used to collect their CDs, and because they were Australian, they were big in Australia. So I would have to order everything on eBay from Australia. So I would buy their CDs and their little DVDs. So I used to collect those, like their CDs, and Lady Gaga. I would also collect her CDs
Oh
or
my
like any
gosh.
any media she would release too.
This is such
But
a
but
full circle moment, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
you had those CDs, now you have like the people and the dolls.
yes.
I know Lady Gaga has a Monster High collab
I
too.
know.
But you did
Holy
such a
grail.
great job with this one of a kind. Wow, like let's just take a
Oh,
look
thank
into
you.
that.
Thank you. Those are the Barbie looks, and I need to write this in the memory, but those are the Barbie looks number 19. So all I really did was just give them, I took out their hair and rerouted it and made it shorter and got rid of the bangs because the Barbie looks number 19, she originally has bangs. And then I took I don't know which number Barbie looks, but it's another Barbie looks from like the black and silver collection. She wears this like silver gathered kind of pencil skirt. And I took that skirt and I bought like two or three of them. And I just made these top and skirt because the Veronicas wore tinfoil. They wore tinfoil skirts and shirts in this photo shoot. So I tried to make a longer lasting version of that because if I used real tinfoil on these dolls, it would probably deteriorate over time if I tried to move them around too much or pose
Yeah.
them too much. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is, when I'm looking through your collection, right, I'm just seeing such, first of all, diversity, in all the different hair types and skin colors and skin tones, but also like so much individuality, right? You see so many cool different outfits. Like, has, doll collecting kind of helped you in any sense, like embrace the identity or embrace your individuality? Because no doll ever looks the same.
Well, I'm when it comes to me outside of dolls, me walking down the street, I really lack in the style and fashion. And I did go through a phase when I was in college and I would love to go thrifting and I loved to buy like jackets or shirts or pieces that were really over the top, like something that I would want a doll to wear. Because I also like I loved Lady Gaga and she was always wearing crazy, flamboyant things. And so I did used to love going out to thrift stores and just looking for these really fun pieces, like this doll wearing this like spacey like astronaut outer space cowgirl look is so cool. It reminds me of Beyonce. It reminds me of yeah, just like high fashion and on myself, I think I don't know where I land when it comes to what kind of fashion I would like to wear on myself. But from a distance or looking at somebody else or looking at a doll, I definitely, I really do love leaning towards these non-casual other like elevated looks. I love these high fashion fun looks. I mean, I do have a lot of dolls wearing very casual looks, but it's these kinds of looks that I do just that's what makes me want to buy a doll usually.
Yeah, there's been I think that they had a Barbie guidebook release when it was like talking about the evolution of fashion through Barbie. And I just love seeing how fashion evolves over time. And you can see that throughout the dolls and what they're wearing in each like decade and each like version they've released. Like you see it with the holiday collector Barbies, I think too.
Oh my gosh, yes. And something that I do want to get more of in my collection is like 60s and 70s and 80s dolls too, because a lot of my stuff is 90s and up. So I do want to get some of those earlier decades because again, the fashion is so cool. And I feel like I do have a lot of dolls that do pull from 80s inspired fashions. So I would love to get some actual 60s, 70s, and 80s dolls too, but they can be hard to find sometimes in good condition.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, going back over your collection, right? So you joined Memoa and we are so excited to have you on the platform. What do you think like the role or the importance of like memories and stories are when you're collecting? What role do you think that, plays if it has any like significance or value there?
I mean, I love being able to document these memories and these little details about the doll, whether it's like something that happened when I got it, or maybe it was a gift from somebody, or maybe I went in and I did a little touch up on the doll. And yeah, I love being able to write down those details. And on other platforms, it's less focused on the memory and the meaning and feeling behind it. Sometimes it's just kind of like picture of the doll, a trendy song, and a cute little caption. But I like that, Memoa is geared towards really documenting the collection and the experience of collecting and the journey and the way it makes you feel. And like I said earlier, when it comes to social media platforms, like my feeds are all dolls and doll collecting. And the only time I'm posting something is if it's doll related. Like my personal social media pages are like dead right now. I have, I don't care to I've got nothing else really that I'm excited to share as much as I am dolls. So having a platform like this where it is dedicated to dolls and everyone else is here for the dolls or other collections, figures, plushies, anything. I love this. And there's something so precious about sharing your special moments, and it's really sentimental. And yeah, yeah, so I really appreciate Mimoa.
Yeah.